very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. This is Indio on the radio. And today we have a very special guest. We have the one and only RGV star herself, Andie Bustamante. So let's go ahead and run that promo. Oh, yeah. Welcome, Andie Bustamante back.
Hello. What's going on, y'all?
Hello to everybody there out in Radio Land that are tuning in. Big shout out to Rick Valderrama. Thank you very much, Rick, already on the show. And
Woo.
look, we even have, let's see here, we have all kinds of hellos and happies and everything else. So it's been a while since we've had you on the show. So how are
I know.
you doing?
I know, right? I'm doing great. I'm awesome. Better than ever.
That's great. I know you have a couple of songs that you've released since the last time we talked to you. You've got some, one of the things that you're well known for is that you write a lot of your own music. I call you the Taylor Swift of Tejano music because, we all know when she's in a good mood because it comes out in the music. And so I'm glad to see that you're still staying true to yourself and staying true to the way that you write your music. And it's pretty awesome. So,
Thank you.
you've got the band La Clave, right? Which
I
is
do. I do.
it's the key, right? Or wait, no, wait. What is clave?
Yes, like the code, like
The
key, the
code,
code.
key code. I know what
Yes.
I'm talking about. Girl. I knew that. So let me ask you this. So what's going on new with you right now? I mean, we got the holiday season. I'm feeling festive today because I
I
got my
know. I like your hat.
Thank you so very much. My son is like, Dad, they lost, and I was like, Shh, I was a fan since the mid '70s. I was a fan when they were 1 and 15, and I was a fan when they won the Super Bowl. So I'm a true fan.
True
And
fan right there.
yeah, do you follow football at all? Because I know you played football for what was it, the
The
Mystics, right?
RG. Yes.
Mhm.
Awesome. You remember.
All of
Yeah,
them.
I used to play. I mean, I love sports, but I've got such a busy life now that I don't even have time to watch TV. So
Yeah.
I don't watch TV. It's just work, work, work.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, because it's people don't know that there's a semi-pro female football league, that's out there, and it's really wonderful to see. I've always been that person that says, because there's a lot of misconceptions that like cheerleaders isn't really a sport, and I was like, shoot, you good up there, you do that.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, no kidding. I mean, just standing on top of my dad's shoulders one time, putting up Christmas lights on the trim of the house, that was terrifying to me.
right,
And I couldn't be up there without my legs like, trembling yeah.
and
So I can only imagine you've got to be really strong to be a cheerleader. It's not easy.
they
They're athletes as well.
Yes, they are, and they got the hardcore, their core muscles, because they have to hold those positions. And
Yes.
so, that's just being a cheerleader. But you, as a football player, Los Angeles, how you doing? Yeah, but that in itself is pretty impressive. I played football myself. I was actually pretty dadgum good, if I do say so myself.
Oh, snap.
No, I'm the only one that would say that was pretty good because I wasn't really very good at all. I was just like, I was the speed. It's like
Ah,
play, and I just lay down and stuff.
no.
Oh, kike, and everything. Don't hurt me. No, not like that at all. So, you've been performing a lot, and I've been keeping up with you. I text you all the time, and I'm seeing that you're all over the place. And so, how are things moving forward with your career? Because you're doing really good for yourself. And how do you see yourself since the beginning? We talked, I think it was closer to the beginning of the year this year, and a lot of things have happened since then. So how are you feeling about where your trajectory is going right now?
I mean, I'm going at the pace God wants me
Hmm.
to be going at, you know. I believe everybody has their own journey and their turn to shine. And I feel like there's been a lot of growth this year. You know, I started my band back in March. You know, the first rehearsal was back in March, La Clave. And to see where we are now, you know, to some people it may be nothing, but I think we've made huge progress. You know, we're starting to play for bigger venues, which is what I really wanted to do. And I actually, you know, people here in the RGV are starting to recognize me more and know who I am, which they didn't before. And it's nice to have the support now, you know, from my hometown. Well, my hometown's from Zapata, but I consider the RGV my home as well because I've been here already. I've lived here 14 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm very proud to say that I'm just as I'm proud to say I'm from Zapata, I'm very proud to say I'm from McAllen, you know, the RGV as well. I think we're doing great. You know, we're doing awesome. We just opened up for or shared the stage. You know, for with La Mafia, David Olivares, Ricardo Castillon, y La Diferencia,
Yeah.
Raulito Navaira, and Destiny Navaira. I mean, I just to be on the same flyer, you know, to see my name next to theirs, I mean, to me that's like a big deal. You know, I'm such a huge fan of theirs. I listened to them growing up, and I'm a huge fan of Destiny's as well. You know, I support her music. I saw her, I met her there, I congratulated her on her nomination, you know, for the Grammys. And it was just such a surreal moment, you know, to have being there and to be able to say like, wow, like I'm here, I'm on the same stage as these big dogs now.
Right. And it's interesting what you sit there and says that people may think that is not, well, you know what, a step forward is still a step forward. It's not a step back.
Exactly.
And
It
that's,
doesn't matter how big or small.
it is still an accomplishment. And, people that have great big accomplish or are looking for to accomplish great big things, often they, they don't reach them because of the fact that they don't realize it takes small steps first. You have to have the small accomplishments to build up to the big one. And
Correct.
it's really good to see you out there. And I hope that it's because you are playing on my radio station. That you guys are really
Well, thank you.
well. I always send you like a little deal. Hey, check it out. So
I know you've been so supportive, you know, from the get go, and I truly appreciate you. You know, you're so awesome. I love coming, you know, to be part of your show.
thank you.
I feel like we need more people like you in the industry.
Well, I think it's just some people don't know how to approach it sometimes. For me, it's always going to be a point of support and try to help as many people as possible. And I've said this to you before, what manner of a man would I be if I did not try to make this world a better place? And, I've been blessed myself. We're having our 12 days of Christmas because for the entire year, I averaged out 90,000 listeners a month. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Wow,
I wanted to celebrate with those people that are listening in. So we have the 12 days of
that's
Christmas
awesome.
coming up. And people are like, there's less than 12 days till Christmas. No, silly. The 12 days of Christmas starts after Christmas. And I wanted to mention that because Rick helped me out this past weekend. I saw him this past weekend. We went to go have breakfast. And he's like, Lawrence, let me give you some stuff. And I was like, dude, that was so way cool, because I've been buying all this stuff so that way I could share it with the fans and stuff. Oh, your camera went sideways. So she just kind of slipped away there just a little bit. Oh yeah, and we had dinner too. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, that's right. We had dinner too as well. But that was a late, like an early breakfast, is what it was. There you are. Welcome back.
Ah, that was
No,
weird.
I don't know what it had happens every now and then. Rick says we had breakfast and we had dinner, but it was like late
Ah,
at night, so it was one of those things. But no, your new single, which is yo no sé mañana.
mañana.
That's an interesting title. What's you know what? And I quit trying to interpret songs. because the other day, and even Rick made fun of me because of it. The other day, I was like, so this is a love song, blah 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 blah. My wife was like, dude, you are not even close. I like the beat. That's all that. But tell us a little bit about Yo No Sé Mañana. What's the song about?
Well, Yo No Sé Mañana is actually a cover song, my first cover song that I've recorded.
Mhm.
Um, one of my favorite songs, that I listened to growing up, and I wanted to, do record it sometime, in my timeline. And I teamed up with Mateo Lopez, aka Dedos Music from Houston. And
Mm.
he's like, you know what, Andy, like, let me help you with this song. Like, I want to try a different style, compared to what you've previously recorded. And he's like, I kind of want to find a different sound for you. See what what else we can do. I'm like, sure, like I'm all up for it. Let's try new things. Let's go, let's do it, right?
Mhm.
And Yo No Sé Mañana, like I absolutely love, the way it came out, the way it turned out. Mateo did an excellent job with it. He's an excellent musician, a very talented producer as well that I feel like doesn't get enough credit. He's definitely an underdog. And he pays attention to detail, and I love the work he did on this song.
Yeah, well, it's a good song. And real quickly, say hello to Sonia de la Paz, another RGB.
Sonia,
Sonia, well, she's not from the RGB because I said the other day I was in Laredo's talking to go see Sonia de la. That's not the RGB, Wow,
she's my neighbor from back in Zapata.
yeah,
Well,
that's
it's
cool.
like Laredo's like 45.
Oh, you're breaking up again.
Doing
Welcome back. Got it back. Well, as it is, well, thank you so very much, Sonia de la Paz, for joining us. I really love your song, your new one. It's a good one. Let's go ahead and take a listen to Yo No Sé Mañana. Are you back?
I don't know why it kicks me out on its own and then it brings me back in.
Okay. See
Yeah.
here. I'm trying to see if I have it on my side or not. Something's odd. No, well,
Oh, that's strange.
that is strange. Let's go ahead and listen to El Karma real quick. I'm sorry.
El karma.
Yeah, I was gonna say you know say mañana, but it's not pulling up for me for some reason, and I don't know why. So let's go ahead and first of all, this one I really loved this song when it first came out because of the fact that when I was like, "Ooh, look at her!" This is one of those that I was like, "Oh, it's a love song, right?" No, and so
Somewhat. I mean, it has to do with love,
yeah,
right? But this is one of my originals.
yeah, I know. It's really
Yeah.
it's a good song. It's a good song. So
Thank you.
tell us a little bit about the El Karma.
I was angry. Um, so, I've always said, like, if I write a song, it's a story, it has to do with my life and what I've been through. And if you can connect to it and you relate, great. Not, it's my story. So, I was cheated on. I was married and I was cheated on. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of writing songs about, you know, my partner. This time I'm going to go after her. So I wrote this song, about the mistress, right? And, I kind of reveal some information to her in this song. I don't know if she's ever caught on to it. Because basically what I'm saying is what he did to me, now he's doing to you because I saw it for myself. But, this song is called El Karma. And I wanted a real, like, kind of like salsa, cumbia vibe to it. It was produced by Johnny Rod, another talented, musician in the industry, multi Grammy Award winner as well, former keyboardist of Grupo Mas. And he, I told him what I heard in my head, like this is what's going on in my head, and I explained it to him, and he understood me, and that's what we come out with. He let me be a part of this, production and co-arrange it. So it's actually one of the songs that I'm most proud of.
Oh, cool, cool. So let's go ahead and let's hear El Karma. Come on. Come to there it goes. It goes like this. Okay, we're gonna get all this taken care of. Okay, I'm gonna find those elves and fix this thing right now. El Carba, Andie Bustamante, Indio on the radio. Thanks very much. Puro Pedo Talk Show is also tuning in. Mr. Lalo Reina, thank you so very much for joining us from the RGV. It goes like this.
Hiciste aventura con él, ahora te toca sufrir en silencio. Mientras que tanto lloraba por él, tú le entregabas sus labios, tu cuerpo. No te importa su familia, sus hijos, no te importa el anillo de compromiso. Hiciste tu cámara, recústate en ella, y yo a ti no te compadezco. Tu karma es una perra, el mundo da mucha vuelta. ¿Cómo se siente ahora que estás con él? Lidiar con una zorra. Los dos son un par de cobardes, disfrutan tus labios mal hechos. La basura pertenece con la basura y así se repite la historia. Elegiste aventura con él, ahora te toca sufrir en silencio. Mientras que tanto lloraba por él, tú le entregabas tus labios, tu cuerpo. No te importa su familia, sus hijos, no te importa el anillo de compromiso. Hiciste tu cámara, recústate en ella, y yo a ti no te compadezco. El karma es una guerra, el mundo da mucha vuelta. ¿Cómo se siente ahora que estás con él? Lidiar con una zorra. Los dos son un par de cobardes, disfrutan tus labios mal hechos. La basura pertenece con la basura y así se repite la historia. Con la basura y así se repite la historia, así se repite la historia. Te mereces lo que ganas ahora.
I love that little giggle at the end.
You know how many takes that took?
It's just like forever.
Yes. Like Johnny just kept saying, no, do it again. No, it sounds forced. No, more natural. No, more evil. No, that's too nice. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're like,
And I'm like, okay. And I would start laughing and yeah, it was just terrible.
I had I worked with this one director. I was a cinematographer, and we were shooting this independent film, and he would always he would bug the data I said at me because he'd go, "Cut! That was perfect. Let's do it again." And I'm like, "Why are we doing it again if it was perfect?" You know. So Stop it already. No, that was cool. It's a great song, and
Thank
like I
you.
said, I love the vibe. I love the whole thing. And now that I know what well, I did know at the time. Well, after you told me, I didn't know before, but after you told me what it was, but it's still one of my favorite songs, and I like it. I'm a firm believer that music should be heard for the sake of it being heard. A lot of times some music doesn't get played for one reason or another, and that's not fair. You should let the people decide. It's not the radio station is not your personal playlist. It is actually for everyone. So that's what I really think is and so, real quickly, let me go ahead and say big shout out. I think I already said it to Puro Pedo Talk Show. Those guys, thanks so very much for a great show. And then also Lalo Reina, who says thank you so very, who says it's a great show. Thank you so very much. A couple of hearts from one of the best names that I love pronouncing is Patricia Archuleta Fincher Mancini. I love that.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah, great name. She's like, hey y'all, to my two
Hi,
favorites.
Patricia.
She's great. Yeah, I love that name. Great, 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 beautiful woman. So anyway, you got your clave. You've been touring. What are your plans for next year? I mean, we're close to the end of the year. We got Christmas. I got my little ho ho hat on, and so what do you got planned for the
Well,
year?
all the shows that we've been doing have been, here in the RGV. It's been hard to try to get a show booked out of here. Trying to get that opportunity. Um, I do have plans on going to fanfare with
Hmm.
this band, and we did submit our application already, so we're hoping that we get, to be a part of it this year, this
Hmm.
coming year. Um, we hope to book shows, out of the RGV. I mean, I love the RGV. I'm so grateful for the support we've received, but I want to move out. Like go to San Antonio, Houston, or anywhere else. Um, so and just let them know, like, hey, I'm Andy. I'm here. I got stories.
Yeah,
But and then keep recording. I did sign with Q Productions, so Mr. Q did mention he's got plans on recording an album, so I'm looking forward to that. And I know we're getting ready to release a second song by Q Productions here pretty soon. I think it's going to be here, early next year, and just do a lot of recording.
So what do
Hit
you
the
kind of
studio.
what kind of a song are you going to be doing with Q Productions? Is it going to be a cumbia or is it going to be a ranchera? Or what are you looking
The
at?
next one, the next one is a cumbia. Yes, and then he did mention a third one,
Hmm.
which I'm so looking forward to because it's like right up my alley. I love mariachi music, and it's
Right.
actually going to be a cover song, and it's a, it. I can't say too much yet,
Yeah.
but I'm so looking forward to that next song. And I hope y'all like it. The music that we release. And on the side, I'm also recording over here with my band and doing our own stuff. Incorporating our own ideas and into different things. And there's a couple fun little jams that we've got. We've got one called La Vieja Cucaracha, so you can only imagine what that's about. And it is written by me as well.
Oh, here we go. Here we go again.
Vieja Cucaracha. So and we've already got like a little draft of it, a pre-session recorded, and it's pretty funny because it's like I'm just sitting there talking to my bandmates, and estamos comadreando, and you hear a little bit of that comadreando in the beginning of the song, and then we get it straight into it. I'm like telling them the story of what happened. And this woman came and she took my man.
Right.
So but yeah, and it's a fun little cumbia. So I'm really looking forward to that. I did show my manager Nick Guerra and Big Boy at KLMO. Kind of like showed it to them briefly just to see what they would think, you know. And they liked it. They're like, you need to record it. I'm like, okay, so I will.
That, that's always a good day. If you get the toe tapping, you got to play it. You got to put
Yeah.
it. You got to put it out there. Put it on the air, and it's just give it an opportunity. And that's one of the things
Yeah,
I'm doing
and
is
that's
just
what I'm doing. I'm trying not to be scared of talking about things that a lot of people don't want to talk about. So trying to
Well,
put music out
that's
like
good.
that.
Yeah, just be true to yourself and just just follow your follow the beat to your own drum.
Correct.
Too many times we try to conform to other people's ideas of who we are, what it is that we do, and it's I mean, even myself, for the longest time, I would just go, yeah, okay, sure, sure, because, growing up, dark skin in Texas, you're automatically a Mexican, and it's like, but you didn't understand what anybody was else is saying. All you would I would just laugh with that when everybody's laughing, ah, yeah. It was like, no me digas, I didn't know what the conversation was, but I just knew that that was the something to say. And they were like, yeah, dude, I'm telling you. You're like, thank you, thank you. So anyway, but no, it's good. It's good to follow your own steps, kiddo. That's the best thing you can do is just be yourself. You can't be anybody else because they're
Yeah.
all taken. So that's the wonderful part of who it is that we are. We're all individuals, and that's the way God made us. So, well, except for the
That's right.
twins. I don't know what the twins thing is about, but now, but anyway, it's good that you're getting out there and everything else. And real quickly, do you have all of your Christmas gifts already, or are you still lacking? That's what.
No, no. And I bought some and I thought I was good at hiding them and apparently I'm not because my kids already found most of them.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign that I just really do need to wait until the last minute to purchase them so that they don't find them and start
Right.
opening them. So,
Yeah, or
but
put it in
yeah.
the trunk of a car or something. So just get them away.
Yeah.
I've already bought the gifts. It's just that a good majority are coming from Amazon, and so that you're just rolling the dice there. And
Yeah.
then, you know, I have one granddaughter, so she's 7, and I have 6 presents, so she needs one more to round it off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's Willow certified 7. So it's like that's always got to be big
Can you
shout.
be my grandpa? I'm 36.
Oh my gosh, I'm not much older. Did I say grandpa? I'm an uncle. Her favorite uncle. No, just kidding. No, I'm old. I'm
Well,
so
you could be my padrino.
no, no. I'm old. I'm. Last time I passed by a cemetery, 2 guys chased me with shovels. Hey, get back here! Like so.
Oh my gosh.
Saludos coming from Aisha. Oh, there's a beautiful voice right there.
Hey, Aisha.
Yes, beautiful woman, and
Yes.
what a voice! Wowzers, you know, uh, uh, and it's cool. I know I asked you this question the last time, but just kind of to get back with it, you are part of the group of women that are finally getting the respect that women deserve as artists and given equal footing as opposed to what it was like, back in my day when when Tejano was in my day. So, are you still feeling that love? Are you still feeling that, how do you see it as far as from a female perspective with all this, the appreciation of women artists, going forward and moving the onda tejana,
I think it's about time. You
Yeah.
know, it's about time. And I love that, the women are being so supportive of each other and
Yeah.
making, a statement, making their voices heard. And Aisha's one of them who's been really supportive of my music and, always offering advice. And I really appreciate Aisha. Sonia de La Paz is one that when I first started, when I first came into the industry, I had my eye on Sonia because I loved her vocals
Mm.
and I thought she was awesome. And I love that, you know, how outspoken she is. Some people may not like it, but I appreciate that about her,
Yeah. She's very
And
much her own person. She's a
yes,
yeah.
yes, and you've got to be, a very strong woman to make it in this industry. It's hard. It's not easy.
Oh no, most
It's
definitely.
especially to be respected. So, I've had my aunt Sonia for a while, and I admire her. I admire Aisha. Several other women, several other ladies in the industry. Carla Cristina. I briefly met her one time, but man, she's been so supportive of me as well. She'll share my music. Those little gestures, the fact that they take the time to do that. And share their platform. Uh, with me, or like post my music on their social media pages. I appreciate that, and I feel like there needs to be more of that, more unity,
Yeah.
not work against each other. Everybody's on their own road, on their own journey.
Mhm.
Focus on your own growth. We each have our own time to shine, just like the sun and the moon.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, and then plus also, you know, you can have a competitive spirit, but really, you guys have your own fans, and you're just gonna keep going, doing your thing, not necessarily. I don't see it as like, oh, she's competing against that person. No, 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 just be, because it's a better world with both of y'all singing as opposed to going against each other and stuff like that. And they're beautiful. I mean, Carla Christina, she's a good friend of mine. I'm proud to say that she's my friend, and she's that voice, and Sonia de la Paz is another one that's she's her and the Wizard of Oz, her husband, the Diego.
yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I love to see, videos and pictures of them on social media and their performances. I just think it's so awesome to have, the relationship that they do, and to both share that same passion for music.
Mhm.
And, I truly admire, the work that they do.
Yeah.
Geneva Salas, is
Oh,
also another one. I listened to Geneva Salas when I was in high school. And I
yeah.
used to love this one song that she had recorded, Yo no te pido la luna. I used to sing that song night and day, and my dad would get so mad at me because I would never shut up. But I remember I liked the style that she had in that song, and the music.
Yeah.
And to this day, I still listen to it. And to see her now supporting me and actually communicating with me, I'm just like, wow, like, am I really here? Is this really happening? And there's been posts where she's stood up for me and voiced that like she feels that I need to be heard more and that people like just she had my back basically, and I appreciated that. I was like, wow, that's awesome, that she did that.
That's great. Real quick, saludos to Sergio Barbosa and another RGB, great, beautiful voice, the one and only Cameron Ramirez.
Cameron,
Candy Cam used to be on my show, but she's stepping away.
I
Follow,
know.
follow her career, and she was like, Lawrence, I just have, hey, sweetheart, follow your dreams. I would never get in the way of that, and it's wonderful that we still keep in contact. She says, hey, you owe me money, but no, just kidding.
She's such a sweetheart. I love Cameron. I love Cameron.
hmm Rosie says she gave us a little note here. It says people can be so ugly in the business. I've seen it, but I hope that it gets better and really people support each other and not just say it. Good luck to you, Andy, and you have a
Thank you.
bright future.
Thank
Rap,
you.
Rosie Allison
Thank you.
from Rap Productions, and Cameron's like, no, back, Andy. You know you are. You enjoyed being with me, so there we go. And she's such a beautiful soul,
Yes, she is.
and Rosie's right. We need to support each other. Just be supportive of each other, as opposed to there's no need for anything outside of that. We're
Yeah.
good people, plain and simple. That's all it is. And she says, "I love y'all. Hearts to you too, kiddo."
Aw.
So, but now, so you're planning to go out, and try to get some more gigs, and I think that you will be successful because the music is good. I've seen some clips of you, performing, like when you were doing Hay unos ojos with Ricardo Castillon.
That
It's a
was awesome.
very tough song, but you did excellent. I would
Thank
have
you.
shared it, but the quality of the video that I had a hold of wasn't very good. But I can tell just from like, wow, she's really pulling it off, and that's really awesome because it's a hard song to sing. It's a lot of it's a very breathy song. You have to
I
have
mean, Nidia Riojas recorded that. with Ricardo. So I mean, those are big shoes to fill.
Right.
She's got a beautiful voice, and just to have been offered that opportunity to sing with him, I was just blown away. Like I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, okay, you can't mess this up, Andie. Like you got to do it, you know. And I used to perform that song back in high school. I never sang it, but I used to perform it with the mariachi group, and it had been years since I actually heard that song. And when I was told like it's this song, I was like, really? So okay, so I went up on stage and pulled it off, and it was awesome. And he was so sweet, such very supportive as well. Ricardo's been very supportive, and he'll bring me up on stage any chance he gets, and I appreciate that. You know, he's a legend. He's got major pipes. I mean, if I think that's one of the greatest voices in the Tejano,
He's got
world.
he's mastered the control of his voice. That's he's mastered it, and one of the things that I really admire about him is that his ability to control as far as the note and still be able to breathe and not fall off on a note. He's able to maintain it, and that's just wonderful. Just to hear him live. I've known him for a long time. He's wonderful, and he is a blessing to the music, which is really good. Andy has a beautiful voice, and I've been working on trying to get her to Dallas, Texas. Hopefully, we can make it happen in 2023. Sergio, I hope Sergio get her up there because she needs to get there. She needs
Yes, Sergio,
to get her get her voice heard all over the place.
you
I
won't regret it.
I
You
do
won't
remember the
regret
last
it.
time we talked. You got to meet a certain someone that I arranged for you. So, have you talked to Sunny since the last time that I introduced y'all, or
No, but I mean, we've kind of interacted, on social media here and there with.
well, there looks like there's a freeze there. Thank you so very much for chiming in there, Sergio. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, you will enjoy having her out there. She's got some great shows, and while she's trying to get back on, why don't we go ahead and listen to another song? This one is Andie Bustamante, and it's called Me Enamoré on the radio with Cuvo and Andie Bustamante.
Quiero mirarte otra vez, me lo pide el corazón. pensado alguna vez?
Enamoré from Andie Bustamante, and she's back. Look at that. How's that? Big old smiles. Big shout out to Daniel Garcia, Big D, in the house. You know, he's got that wonderful YouTube group where he plays a lot of music. He supports Tejano music 100%. If you ever get a chance, be sure you go on down there and check it out because he's always sharing and supporting, and you know we need more people like him to help us out and keep la onda tejana going forward, and that's really cool. So,
Yes, sir.
Amore, Aisha says some. She liked the song. I liked the song. It was really, really good. It's different from you because it's a little
Thank
bit,
you.
uh, um, even though it's slower, it's like I'm always used to you like carrying a big note, you know. And this one, you kind of you're singing it, but you're not doing your usual Andy hit, you know, where it's like,
That was actually the first one I recorded when I came back into the Tejano scene.
uh huh. So it was just, but I mean, it's like, well, I mean, you know, it's just different. That's all. I mean, I think that it's really, really cool because I'm used to you carrying on these long notes and, you know, uh, uh, kind of pulling in your mariachi background that you have. You know, it's much more of a power singer as opposed to, you know, just like a. It just shows your diversity is basically what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not trying to criticize you in any way. It just shows your diversity, which is pretty awesome.
Uh,
You know, so uh, 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 I didn't know that that was your first song coming back though. That was interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was produced by John.
I'm sorry. Here we are again. Yeah, that was an awesome. She does have an awesome voice. That's right, Daniel. That's one of the things that's really awesome about uh, uh, having that training behind her. For those of y'all that don't know, she did get a scholarship. You know, she like we've been mentioning before that, you know, Tejano music. I mean, mariachi music is her core, and that's one of the things that, you know, that she started off with. Let's go ahead and take a listen to another song. This one is called Me Encanta from Andie Bustamante. You're listening to Indio on the radio. Oh, we were gonna play another song from you, girlfriend. Are you okay?
Yeah, it just keeps kicking me out for some reason.
Are you out in the country?
Yeah.
There we go. Enough said. No, no, let's go ahead and take a listen to Me Encanta. And this one goes like this. Andie Bustamante on Cuba Radio.
Me encanta el olor a las praderas y el mar, el olor a bosque y la humedad, cuando hace frío y calor. Me encanta cuando se oculta la luna y sale el sol, cuando el cielo todo es color, color de esperanza. Y cuando hay problemas, no olvides que en la vida vives ya. Si tú te sientes triste, recuerda que estamos aquí para vivir. Macal, vive tu vida a lo máximo y realiza tus sueños. Me encanta cuando pega la brisa del mar, cuando anochece y se oculta el sol y me tocan las estrellas brillar. Es que me encanta contemplar el espacio sideral, acostarme en la tierra y yo contemplando la vida. Y cuando hay problemas, no olvides que en la vida brilla estrellas. Si tú te sientes triste, recuerda que estamos aquí para vivir así. Oh, vive la vida, vida que es tan bella, con amor. Vive la vida, vida que es tan bella, con pasión. Vive la vida, vida que es tan bella. Ay, qué bonita. Vive la vida, vida que es tan bella. A vivir. Vive la vida, vida que es tan bella. Con amor. Vive la vida, vida que es tan bella. Con pasión. Vive la vida, vida que es tan bella. Ay, 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 amor. Vive la vida, vida que es tan bella. A vivir.
Very close to the mics.
And we're back. We were talking behind the scenes. We got
Yes,
caught.
yes.
Real quick.
Can't talk about that.
Yeah. Big shout out to Juan Narvez and Susan Solis who have been joining us. And Aisha says, I love this one, Andy.
Thank you.
Chiming in there. Yeah. For sharing your love for the music. And it's really great. Andy, a great singer from the RGV. And that's one of the things that, I strive to do is try to include as many people as possible. I'm not from the RGV, by the way. I was down there to talk to some of the guys from the Legends that are down there with Lalo Reina, which is, there's a lot of, actually, Guzman, Mr. Guzman, he calls it the cradle of Tejano music is there. So it's pretty cool. Bobby Castañeda, thank you so very much. Saludos. I like Andy's music. A great interview, Lawrence. Thank you so very much, Bobby.
Thank you.
From California. Big guy.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, he's from California chiming in. Thank you so very much for joining us, brother. Share the music. You got to. If you support your favorite artists, share their music or stream it, and when you get the opportunity, go out to their shows and especially buy the merch because that goes directly to the artists for sure.
Correct.
And that's one of those things. Now I have one of your t-shirts. I couldn't find it,
Oh,
but I do have one. And the deal is, it's just that I have them with, I've been buying all these stuff so that way I can do it for the giveaway because I already had the giveaway planned up, to go ahead and do the 12 days of Christmas thing, and
that is so awesome of you. I don't see many people do stuff like take the time to do that, and you're doing awesome with your show and for you to do that, and like, it's pretty sweet.
well, thank you. But no, I mean, the people that make it who it is, make the show what it is and make the station what it is. It's really awesome. I know when I first started, 4 or 5 years ago, it was really depressing because most of my commercials were, do you have mesothelioma? And please call this number for erectile dysfunction, and you're like, what? No, but now I have like actual commercials like Coca-Cola and Ford. But at the time, I was like, this It's not gonna work, man. It's like, and you have those horrible,
Oh my gosh.
all the personal injury lawyers that if you get hit by a truck, you call the hammer. You're like, holy crap. I've slowly evolved, and so I've always said that I'm gonna teach my kids to talk with an accent so that way nobody will know that we're poor. So they'll be like, Father, did you get the government cheese, Father? Were you constipated too? It's like so. No, it's cool. And you're gonna you mentioned your children earlier, and I don't want to ask you about your children, but they're gonna be home. So what's that like being a mom and then doing music and everything else? That's got to be trying.
I mean, it's not boring. There's
That-
always there's always something going on, there's times where yes, they drive me nuts, because there's just noise everywhere.
uh-huh.
But when they're at their friend's house or they're with their dad, and I'm just home alone, I go crazy without them. Like
Right.
I need them
The house,
around.
the house is so quiet, isn't it, without them?
It
Like,
too quiet, yes.
it's
But
very-
it's not hard. I get asked that question a lot. Like, how do you do it? And I honestly, I'm gonna tell you what I tell everybody else. I don't know. I just do it. I don't try to stress over it or what I have to do. I just live in the moment, go to, as I just roll with it, and I get all these things done. And I'm just blessed, also to have children that enjoy music as much as I do. And they're talented and they have a passion for music as well. So they enjoy going to my shows, to my rehearsals. My older girls, they'll run my booth for me while I'm performing. They love being a part of it. So, and I've been trying to get them on stage with me because I feel like they sing better than me. And I just feel like, all they need is that one moment where they experience it, and then I know they're gonna love it. They're gonna
they're
want to keep
addicted.
doing it.
Yeah, they're gonna be addicted and everything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had that moment when I was in high school, and I would have never been where I am now had it not been for my director who challenged me and said, you know what? I've heard you at rehearsal in the chorus, in the background singing. Our singer right now can't sing. She lost her voice, and you know the lyrics. We're at competition. You got to go. And I'm like, what? Like literally, as we're getting ready to walk up on stage to perform our set, he tells me that, and I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do? Am I gonna fumble, or am I gonna do this? Because if I don't do it, I'm letting down my whole group down. And
Right.
but if I do it, I might just like it. So I'll never forget that moment. I went up to the mic. Yes, I fumbled my first few words, but as the song progressed, I felt more confident and comfortable up there, and I started enjoying it. And I just remember thinking, like, wow, like I want to do that again.
Right.
So, and
It's
kept
cool.
singing after that. So I want them to have that, experience, that moment too, because
Yeah,
I know they'll continue.
they were like, I wanted to sing too. I wanted to sing on stage, and my choir director said, "Okay, Lawrence, you have to get on the bus, and you got to be there by 7 o'clock." I was there by 6 o'clock. Got on the bus, it took off, but nobody told me that the event was going to be at school, so they just drove me away. That's horrible, man. Sorry, I'm just joking around. Roxanne Mendoza, hola from Roxy Grupo Texas.
Wow,
Yeah,
saludos.
yes, saludos. And then, Rick had mentioned that I also do music videos. Yes, Rick, and we were supposed to do one, but we keep changing and everything else. And so, Rick's a very busy person. The the George Clooney of Tejano music, very stylish. Yeah, very stylish, very stylish. No, and it's wonderful that you're letting the children decide what it is that they want to do and not pushing them necessarily into something. I think once they have that drive and once they have that, I'm sure that they'll want to do that. And be part of that. Part of the music scene because it's different for everybody.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
what calls them in, it's different for everybody. But you know, like with starting off with mariachi and then your education in music and everything else, That's a love of, then you're not, you don't, that is who you are. You become a singer and entertainer as opposed to I do music. For like, for me, I love what I do, but there was a time where I left Tejano music so that way I could go with corporate world and make more money and do things that I didn't like doing, but boy, it was good money in the pocket, and so coming back to it now, I'm like, hey man, I like what I do, so that's all that really matters. So it's wonderful when you do what you love. It's not a job. So
Correct.
that's really one of the things. Now, when you go to write music, does it just pop into your head, or I mean, do you get like strokes of is it a stroke of inspiration, or you just like, oh, that lady cut me off in the line at Walmart. Lady cut my line in Walmart. And she's got dog food, but she doesn't have a dog. She's got a cat. How is it? How does the music process for you? Whatever you
Oh my gosh.
and,
Well,
and don't
first
be
of all,
stealing, Rick. Don't be stealing that song. Sorry, just saying.
no, I don't consider myself a songwriter. I don't, because it's so hard for me to, I mean, you tell me write a song and I want it to be about this and this and this. I can't do it to save my life. The times that I have written are during times, where my heart's breaking, um, in a real dark place, and I just need to release the emotions I have inside of me. I
Yeah.
have to be going that. That's what inspires me. But heartbreak. Oh, I know heartbreak very well. I'm really good with that. I can talk about that. Real easy. But I can only write about it when I'm actually in that moment, when I'm experiencing it. And but I've started to write, differently now. I did recently just write another happy song, which I'm not done with it, but it's different for me because I'm so used to writing sad songs, sad love songs, heartbreak, pain, and I guess I'm doing the happy route, but kind of not so happy. I'm still kind of angry, you know. Um, Hence La Vieja Cucaracha song. So, it's fun. It's like I'm laughing about it now.
Yeah.
So I have those little moments where I'm like, what, I'm gonna write about it now because I feel this way right now. And let me see what I come out with. So, like I said, I don't consider myself a songwriter. No, but
That's
I write down what I feel.
yeah. Like yeah, you've written a lot of songs, so that is the to me that's a song. I've written a couple of songs myself. As a matter of fact, the one that I think is going to be a hit, it's a song about like you write what you know, and so it goes like this: knock on the door, killing my landlord, killing my land. Just kidding. No, it's not like that. I just, what door? If you're just tuning in, that was just a
Oh my
compliment.
gosh!
And, and he's gonna sing that song next week. It's called
Knock on the door.
Killing My Landlord." You want the rent today? I ain't got no more. Killing my landlord. Sorry. Uh, he's
Oh
just,
my gosh!
I know I can't help it. I'm sorry. It works. And so, but that's a good evolution for you as far as now that you can just go ahead and revisit that. A lot of great songs have come from, people writing about their emotions. Don't speak from No Doubt. That song just pops into my head. And that's got to be tough. Because the guy was the bass player that she was writing about. They had just broken up, and she wrote that song "Don't Speak," and he's like, dude, man, this is a great song, but it's about me. That sucks. And it's their biggest because they're like a ska band, and it just came
Yeah.
came from out of that way. Hey, we just got Hilda Lamas who just joined us. Andy, I love your voice, she says.
Aw, Hilda.
Uh,
Hilda's, awesome as well. She's another, artist from here from the RGV, and she's been really supportive of my music as well. And I truly appreciate her and her husband. Uh, I met them at an event in Brownsville when I did a show out there with Ruby Ann, and I fell in love with them. I love their personality. They're so much fun. Very
yeah.
humble. Funny people to be around with, and I really appreciate her support.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Hilda. Look, I got because I did a show with her just a couple weeks ago, and we were doing Christmas music. A lot of her, she's got some great Christmas music. So I got my Christmas hat on. She's calling me the Grinch because I don't. I was like, why so early? Because
Oh, you should have done the Grinch.
you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. But yeah, it was. It's wonderful to talk to her, and then her husband Rick, who's a great personality, a great person as well. And there's a lot of people coming from the RGV that really have a lot of talent that's down there.
Yeah.
And it's a good variety of things. Like I like your music. It's the music that you have out. Especially like this new one that you have, Yo no sé mañana, which is it's a good remake, like you said. She says, "Yay, I am so proud of you, Christmas year all year." No, no, no,
Oh, thanks.
it's like not Christmas all year. That she was like, "Yeah, I wanted Christmas all the time." I was like, "No, no, no." And by the way, it was hot over there because we were
Oh,
in far Texas. Oh my gosh, here in San Angelo, when we left here, it was 40 degrees. When I got there, it was 85 at night. It was like 10 o'clock at night. It was
that's
85.
nothing. That's nothing.
Like, oh, that was a lot for me. So it's like one of those things. Hey, you know what? I got a question for you, real quick.
Sure.
I do keep up with you. I follow you on Facebook and everything else. How come you don't do any country music, or have you thought about it?
Well, like recording wise, I have not recorded a country song, but I do perform country
Hmm.
in my shows. I do a song. I do a Johnny Cash song.
Hmm.
But as a matter of fact, I took a road trip this past weekend, and I was like listening to Emilio and
Hmm.
his country album, and I was like, wow, like he did it, and he sounded like so awesome, like he was country, and I was just thinking like, I wonder if I can do that, if I'd be able to pull it off. And
Yeah, Shelly
I
Lattis.
thought maybe I should.
Yeah, Shelly Lattis's song that she did with that Vince Gill wrote for her. I mean, you got Ram, who's got a bunch of country music.
Yeah,
It's "Steel Rain" is still one of my favorite songs. Uh,
yeah, that's actually something that I would love to do, have a country song recorded.
yeah,
um,
it's just that
that
I
would be
mean,
really cool.
I see you with the horses and everything else, and I don't equate that you having a horse is that you're living out in the country, but you have to have a horse, and some
I'm
people
a
don't
true
feel that.
Tejana,
There you go.
true country girl.
You got cowboy boots and a cowboy hat.
Damn right.
I've got several cowboy boots and several hats. Actually, like 9 or 10 cowboy hats. I'm a big cowboy hat, but I couldn't wear them when I was sick. You know, because you know, well, when you're in the hospital, you don't wear hats. So it was one of those things. But it is what it is, and I'm here now, and that's the wonderful thing. But I was wondering why you didn't do more country music or do any country music. Who's your country? The one that you like following or singing along to? What's the country artist that you would like that you like? You already mentioned Johnny Cash. I hear the train a coming up again.
Early
Um,
one morning. No,
uh,
I like Reba McEntire.
ooh, wow,
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah,
That's
I grew up listening to her a lot because my dad was, obsessed with her.
yeah.
Yeah, Merle Haggard.
Oh gosh, yeah, and those are the classics, man. Merle Haggard.
Yeah.
I like a lot of that. Reba McEntire and Vince Gill, and of course, the King. George. So it's
Travis Tritt,
Travis Tritt. Yeah,
um,
that's right.
uh,
TROUBLE.
Tracy Lawrence,
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Alan Jackson.
Alan Jackson. Oh no, well, you know, I only liked a couple of songs from Alan Jackson. Chattahoochee was about the
Chatty
only,
Hoochie.
the only one. So, oh, and Hilda chimes in and she says, "I could hear you sing fancy." Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
love that song.
From Reba McEntire. That's right. You know
That'd be
what?
fun.
We should do like a karaoke night where I invite a bunch of artists to jump on and just do karaoke just to see what. No, just it'd be I'd fail terribly at that. You know, when I do karaoke, people pay me money to get off the stage, so it's one of those.
Oh,
No, you're right, Hilda. She's got a beautiful voice. Let's go ahead and take a
thank
listen
you.
to that voice. This is her song. Oh wait, she says, or some Carolyn Dawn Johnson. That's yeah. Strawberry Wine.
Like
Yeah,
strawberry.
yeah. Sarah Evans. Yeah, that's a
Sarah
great
Evans.
song. Yeah.
I've been told to do some Sarah Evans.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's called Yo No Sé Mañana. I promised you to y'all earlier, but we're gonna go ahead and listen to it now. It goes like this with Andie Bustamante in the Yo on the radio. Keep listening, guys.
Dedos Music. Yo no sé si tú, no sé si yo seguiremos siendo como hoy. No sé si después de amanecer vamos a sentir la misma sed. ¿Para qué pensar y suponer? No preguntes cosas que no sé. Yo no sé. No sé dónde vamos a parar. Eso ya la piel nos lo dirá. ¿Para qué jurar y prometer algo que no está en nuestro poder? Yo no sé lo que es eterno. No me digas algo que es del tiempo. Yo no sé mañana. Yo no sé mañana si estaremos juntos, si se acaba el mundo. Yo no sé si soy para ti, si serás para mí, si lleguemos a amarnos, odiarnos. Yo no sé mañana, yo no sé mañana quién va a estar aquí. De un café pasamos al sofá, de un botón a todo lo demás. Nos pusimos reglas ni reloj. Aquí estamos solos tú y yo. Todo lo que ves es lo que soy. No me pidas más, es lo que doy. No, no, no. Yo no sé mañana. Yo no sé mañana si estaremos juntos, si se acaba el mundo. Yo no sé si soy para ti, si serás para mí, si lleguemos a amarnos, odiarnos. Yo no sé mañana, yo no sé mañana quién va a estar aquí. Esta vida es igual que un libro, cada página es un día vivido. No tratemos de correr antes de andar, esta noche estamos vivos, solo ese momento es realidad. Yo no sé mañana, yo no sé mañana si estaremos juntos, si se acaba el mundo. Yo no sé si soy para ti, si serás para mí, si lleguemos a amarnos, odiarnos. Yo no sé mañana, yo no sé mañana quién va a estar aquí.
Well, yo no sé mañana. Apparently, I don't know when the end of the song is going because I didn't click it fast enough for me to over. I was like, whoa. And I just fixed my hat. Gotta get the Dallas Cowboys star in
Gotta
there.
get that star in there.
Gotta get the star in there, girlfriend. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Open up your door. I'm Santa Claus and I'm here to sing. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. No, Yo No Sé Mañana, great song. People have been
Thank
reacting
you.
to it. Says, let's see here. Houston dedicated Bram Herrera December 17th, 2022, this month. That's cool. So they dedicated a day for him. That's awesome.
Wow.
Andy, do you do it on YouTube? I'm assuming, do you have a YouTube channel? Yes,
I do.
she does, and she does put her music up there, and you've got some covers that you do as well on there. That's pretty cool. Uh, uh, which we got a lot. We really do like it. How much is your CD? We'll get that information for you as soon as possible. When she gets back on, she's been having some problems with keeping connectivity. Love the song. I believe that these types of songs from our Tejano artists can capture attention from the younger crowd and reintroduce them to Tejano music. Very, very true, Sergio. But not only that, it's also showing or allowing people to experiment with the music and also expand it. That's one of the things that I love about Tejano music. It's not just one thing. It's a conglomerate of different influences from rap and rock and country and R&B and all these different genres of music that influence Tejano music to help make it what it is, which is it's really, really awesome that we have that versatility. And just to share a short story with you, there was a Tejano artist who was performing in California, and they were asking her to do some country music, and she's like, yes, I'll be happy to do some country music. And they said, okay, we'll get a band. And she was like, but I have a band. And they were like, yes, I know, but they're Tejano artists, we need a country artist. And that's the wonderful thing about it, was that she was like, they play everything. And not a lot of bands do that, and that's one of the things that's really awesome, is that we are able to express ourselves in lots of different languages and lots of different music stylings. Looks like she's still having some issues getting back to us. This is another one that's called Toda una Vida. It goes like this.
Toda una vida me estaría contigo. No me importa en qué forma, ni dónde ni cómo, pero junto a ti. Toda una vida te estaría mimando, te estaría cuidando como cuido a mi vida, que la vivo por ti. No me cansaría de decirte siempre, pero siempre, siempre, que eres en mi vida ansiedad y angustia, desesperación. Toda una vida te estaría mimando, te estaría cuidando como cuido a mi vida, que la vivo por ti. Toda una vida te estaría mimando, te estaría cuidando como cuido a mi vida, que la vivo por ti. No me cansaría desde siempre, pero siempre, siempre que eres en mi vida, ansiedad y angustia, desesperación. Toda una vida me estaría contigo. No me importa en qué forma, ni cómo ni cuándo, pero junto a ti.
Toda una vida with Andie Bustamante, and she's back. Look at her, still looking beautiful, just as always. Welcome back. Real quick, shout out to Norma Salazar. How are you doing, beautiful? Thank you so very much for joining us. A good supporter of Tejano music.
Yeah.
George, her husband Salazar, who just released a song not like 2 days ago. It's a really, really good song. You know what? I need to do a show at the, for New Year's Eve, just showing some of the new music that's been released throughout the year, and just kind of revisit some of the songs and make sure that people know that these are still available and everything else. One of the good questions that was being asked me while we were listening to that song was, where can we get your music? Where can we get your merch? Where can we get your CDs? How can we get a hold of that?
Music is available on all streaming platforms, iTunes, Pandora, iHeartRadio, everywhere.
Julio on the street corner.
Excuse me?
Julio on the street corner.
There you go. And as far as merch, you can message me on all my social media pages, and let me know you're interested in purchasing some merch. I'll show you what I got, and yeah, we'll send it out to you.
Get the one with her picture on the shirt. That's the one. It's a good one. It's a good one. No, that's really, really cool. And so usually when we come to this part of the show, I usually let the artists go ahead and say their thank yous and let people know what's going on or how they can get some more information from them. And so this is going to be all you, girlfriend. So let me go ahead and step on out of there and say your thank yous and whatever it is that you... Okay, maybe not. Well... So, all right. Let's go ahead and listen to Yo No Sé Mañana, another one of her songs where this is the current hit that she has right now, and it goes like this.
Dedos Music.
No sé si tú, no sé si yo seguiremos siendo como hoy. No sé si después de amanecer vamos a sentir la misma sed. ¿Para qué pensar y suponer? No preguntes cosas que no sé. Yo no sé. No sé dónde vamos a parar. Eso ya la piel nos lo dirá. ¿Para qué jurar y prometer algo que no está en nuestro poder? Yo no sé lo que es eterno. No me digas algo que es el tiempo. Yo no sé mañana. Yo no sé mañana si estaremos juntos, si se acaba el mundo. Yo no sé si soy para ti, si serás para mí, si lleguemos a amarnos, odiarnos. Yo no sé mañana, yo no sé mañana quién va a estar aquí. De un café pasamos al sofá, de un botón a todo lo demás. Nos pusimos reglas ni reloj, Aquí estamos solos tú y yo. Todo lo que ves es lo que soy. No me pidas más de lo que doy. No, no, no. Yo no sé mañana. Yo no sé mañana si estaremos juntos, si se acaba el mundo. Yo no sé si soy para ti, si serás para mí, si lleguemos a amarnos, odiarnos. Yo no sé mañana, yo no sé mañana quién va a estar aquí. Esta vida es igual que un libro, cada página es un día vivido. No tratemos de correr antes de andar, esta noche estamos vivos, solo este momento es realidad. Yo no sé mañana, yo no sé mañana si estaremos juntos, si se acaba el mundo. Yo no sé si soy para ti, si serás para mí, si lleguemos a amarnos, odiarnos. Yo no sé mañana, yo no sé mañana quién va a estar aquí.
Yeah, that's right. Yo no sé mañana, Andie Bustamante on the radio with Cuvo Radio and Indio. Now, she's still having some issues with her phone, but I was able to get her on the phone as far as so that way we can hear her. So, Andie, are you still there, kiddo?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so this is the part of the song where she goes and she, where you get to share your thank yous and everything else that you want to share, your Merry Christmases and all that other I say junk. No, 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 no. All that other the good stuff that you wanted to share. Let me go ahead and put you up there on the screen by yourself so that way you can go ahead and take advantage of that time. Ladies and gentlemen,
okay.
this is Andie Bustamante on the phone sharing her information. Go ahead. Kiddo.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, and Dio, for having me on your show. Always a pleasure. To everyone who tuned in tonight, I appreciate the support and the love. And thank you for bearing with my technical difficulties as well. I want to thank everybody who has played a role, throughout my journey, whether it be selling shirts for me or sharing a post or commenting on one of my posts or downloading a song, showing up to my shows. I appreciate you all more than you'll ever know. Thank you for being on this journey with me. And I want to thank my bandmates as well, for making this experience just so awesome, incredibly awesome. I couldn't be sharing the stage with, better musicians. I have a blast with y'all when I'm on stage. I look forward to every show, and it's because of you all. So thank you to my family, my friends, all my supporters. Thank you to all the radio stations and DJs, who play my music and give me a chance to be heard. I hope to see you all, one of my shows at a venue somewhere. And don't hesitate to contact me. You can contact me anytime, on all my social media pages. I also do have a manager, Mr. Nick Guerra. You can contact him as well. I am on Facebook under Andie Bustamante Music or Andie Bustamante or Andie La Clave, under any of those names on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Send me a message if you're interested in booking a show with us. I'd love to get out there. And, I want to wish all of y'all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Well, that was Andie Bustamante. Thank you so very much, Andie, for being on the show. If you'll hold on just a little bit after we go ahead and close this out. Thank you very much for everybody that was joining us. And I want to sit there and add with Andie Bustamante, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. And for those of you, if you find yourself in a really tough spot where you're sitting there and you think that, it's just not going to work for you, I just want to remind you that every day planes take off against the wind. You matter. You matter. Thank you so very much for joining us today, Indio, on the radio with Andie Bustamante. Merry Christmas, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye bye.